Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming today. My name is Katie Bradford Osborne. I'm the founder and curator at Roaring Artist Gallery. We are a fully virtual art gallery that exhibits and supports the work of women identifying artists. And we are here today with Sandi da Roza for her Artist Talk, for her Looking Out Through My Window solo show that is currently up in our 3D gallery. And it is a wonderful show. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say, Sandi. So I'm going to read Sandi's bio and then I'm going to turn it over to her. All right. Sandi da Roza lives in Northern California with her husband and sweet rescue dog, Girl. Just as an aside, that is spelled Gurrl, and that is the cutest name for a dog. I love it. A lifelong artist, Sandi learned to enjoy sewing at a very young age and with her beloved mother, whose creative hands were never still. She revels in the rich medium of fabric, from the vast array of bold hues and patterns to the interplay of textures and stitches. Even the sound of shears gives her pleasure. For Sandi, quilting is about listening carefully to the fabric and translating its story into beautiful art. Sandi's studio practice, Rogers Lane Studio, is named for Sandi's happy place, where wonder and innocence once again meet the abundant beauty of the natural world, and where loved ones always feel close at heart. In her workshops and lectures, Sandi's goal is to inspire each of her students to go out of their comfort zones and enjoy being creative. All right, Sandi, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Hi there, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. I am going to go ahead and share my screen. So give me 1 minute. Okay, Katie, can you see the screen?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay, and you can't see my artist notes, right?
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so first and foremost, I really want to thank you, Katie. You are an amazing curator. Your concept of a virtual gallery allows access to everyone. I love that you are providing a platform for women and allowing us to share our story behind the art. So life works in such mysterious ways. My exhibit coincides with my 5-year anniversary of my breast cancer diagnosis. So I am very thankful and I count my blessings every day. So the love of my craft was instilled by my beloved mom, whose hands were never still. I am one of 8 children. I'm not sure how my mom did it and how she raised all of us. My mom was a lover of, she sewed, she quilted, she loved everything fiber. And I am grateful that I too am a lover of all things fiber. So this is my mom. On the left-hand side, the picture of her, my brother took that of her. It was just a shot. She was outside. I think she was probably around 60 years old. And that is just, it's a beloved photo for me and my family. The middle picture there is my mom and my dad and my paternal grandmother, Lola. And this picture, I'm pretty sure it was taken around the 40s. And the third picture on the right-hand side is my aunt. And then I think that's a cousin maybe. And my mom is on the right-hand side with the rebozo. And I'm not sure when that was taken, but it was somewhere in Mexico. So now this is me. I think I probably was in the 5th grade. And as Georgia O'Keeffe says, pay no attention to trends, be yourself. And I think I was pretty artsy, I think, back then. I mean, I was wearing a puka shells and flowers in my hair. And I had not been to Hawaii, so I don't even know where I got that those flowers or the puka shells. So, as Georgia O'Keeffe says, she goes on to say, great artists do not just happen any more than writers, singers, or other creators. You need to observe the world around you, organize, and most of all, don't sweat your mistakes. Learn from them. And I think I try doing that as much as I can. Learn from all my mistakes. So looking out my window, these are 4 of my faves from the collection. And when I created this, I mean, this was 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had cancer in both my breasts. I had a bilateral mastectomy and 12 weeks of chemo. So I did lose all my hair. So this is post chemo. I'm learning to love my hair, and I let it go gray. I didn't know it then, but my illness came at a perfect time for me. Crazy to say, when life has been turned upside down, and after the dust settles, you discover that your life is right side up. Sometimes when you feel lost, you are exactly where you want to be. So these 4 pictures, again, as I said, are kind of my faves from the exhibit. The first picture with the woman with the flowers, that was created shortly after my mom passed away. She passed away in August, and then I created that during several months, and really during Mother's Day. It was really kind of in memory of her. We always, right? You always come to see your mother with flowers, right? And flowers, again, are so comforting and beautiful. I didn't realize that until, you're going through an illness or someone passes. Looking at flowers, they're just so comforting. I really, truly believe that. The Vidhen in the second piece of art, she is the ultimate, at least for me, right? She is the ultimate symbol of goodness. If you love me, trust me, believe in me, I will respond to you. And then the other 2 pieces are just symbols of love. And I love flowers. So a lot of my work, I constantly, you will see lots of florals. I love flowers. So I created this work in 2 phases. My portraits were a reflection of all the many family, friends, and strangers that I called angels that guided me through this difficult time. In the second phase, I created many of the floral pieces that you see. My heart and mind really needed healing, and nature's beauty was my medium of choice. So I put together just a little montage of some of the work. So, and I'll talk a little bit more about the meaning behind some of these pieces. Sorry, let's see. So again, each of these pieces reflect love, beauty, comfort, spiritual enlightenment. And I have that one quilt that has a birthday cake because, you know, I've heard some people say, oh, why celebrate? I'm not celebrating my birthday. And I feel like, it's such a privilege for you to share your birthday every year because there are so many people fighting different battles, right, that don't make it to celebrate their birthday the next year. So I always feel like, it doesn't matter what you do, you need to celebrate being alive. So, gosh, it kind of brings tears to my eyes, but okay. So, Frida, my love. Throughout my work, I use bright, bold colors. I have a great affinity and connection to the intense color palette that you see throughout Mexico and Latin America. Frida has always been an inspiration to me, not only for her work, but her perseverance, dedication, and success while dealing with debilitating and crippling chronic illness. Without knowing someone's full story, we wouldn't be able to have hope, inspiration, and fuel when we deal with our own struggles. It is important to share your whole story, not just your triumphs. So I will continue, probably always, to create Frida in some form or fashion. These were the latest that I've created. And in the first one, as beautiful as she is, I did, try to really, her scars on her face. I really wanted to point those out. So I made them so that you can see them, right? Because a lot of times in our face, we try to hide our scars, right? So I really try to focus, and I was trying to figure out how could I do that. And I think I did a good job as to really sharing or reflecting that. And so as beautiful as she is, that's what I wanted to reflect in this piece of work. And then in the second piece, it just is whimsical. I love whimsy. I love to find joy in in my art pieces. So I like to create joy. So that's Frida for you. So my work, I really observe my environment, my world. And so I take a lot of photos from my camera. I always have my iPhone, right? So I have that. I work off of mood boards. So I tend to make mood boards and collect things that later I can go back if I am having a creative stump where I can't really think of what to create. I go back to my mood boards and they help me, think about, oh, yes, I wanted to do this. So, or I want to create this art or so I love mood boards. My fabric is my medium of choice. My art is collaged, layers of fabric stitched and quilted. And, really once all of that, once you see the art, the 3D, just everything comes together. It's a beautiful piece of art when you see it up close. So I will continue to create my next series of work will be farm life. It is based on my upbringing in the countryside of Northern California. And So there's a lot more to come. But so, and this is my logo, Rogers Lane Studios. I did have, I used to have my face, especially on Instagram. I had my portrait, a picture of myself, but then I used to get a lot of creepy people following me. So I ended up moving my my logo to some flowers, and now I get nice people following me. So thank you again. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. I guess if anyone has any questions, Katie.
Yeah. Oh, that was wonderful, Sandi. Thank you so much. You are so inspirational with your story, not just your story, though, how you've taken it and put it into your work in such beautiful ways that inspires others. And I want to thank you for sharing that with the world and with our gallery and allowing us to show your work. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Well, Sandi, I appreciate it so much. You coming. Do you have anything else that you want to share before I wrap things up?
No, I have this piece behind me, and I just wanted, obviously you can't because of the wording, but it does say, and it's in the collection, it says, do more of what makes your soul happy. So I really want to inspire everyone to, every day, I think every day you should do something that really brings you joy. Be it being with a pet, talking to someone, taking a nice walk, listening to beautiful music. I mean, I love music, and I hope that I never give that up.
I do
So,
too. I
yeah,
think that what you bring with your work, the joy and the inspiration, are things that are sort of in short supply, especially after the last couple of years that we've all had worldwide. And it is such a gift to bring that whimsy and that joy into people's lives. And I love that about this particular show. We have some shows with such deep and important topics, but
right.
it is so
Yeah.
wonderful to have something to bring joy like that. So I really appreciate that. And there's so much depth to that. And these pieces are beautiful. They are beautifully quilted. So I hope that everyone, if you have not yet seen the show in the 3D gallery, if you're seeing this now or later on YouTube, go and visit it. It's a wonderful show. I love the story that we've been able to share with that show. And Sandi's work is just beautiful. So it is it just brings so much to, and I have enjoyed working on the show with you, Sandi. So thank you so much.
Same, likewise. You are, I love your whole mission statement. I just empowering women, especially during this time where there's, right? It's, yeah, it's just a difficult time for a lot of women.
It
And
is.
I have two young adult daughters, right? That, it's difficult, right? I just don't know where we're going now.
Yeah, it is. You're right. But that's one of the reasons why I think your art is so important. I think people sometimes will maybe downplay a little bit the importance of joy and whimsy and things like that in the art world at large, but I think it's so important, and
Right.
that this is why. So thank you so much, Sandi.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Katie.
to
Thank you.
everyone who
And
has come, and
yeah, thank
we'll see
you.
this later. And
Yes.
it's been wonderful to have you in the gallery.
Yes. Wonderful.
Yes. All right.
All
Well,
right, Katie. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
you too. All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.